my tablet, so I'd have it with me.
All right, we're live. Go, Elliot.
Good.
Welcome, Nerd fans, to the latest S&M production of the Sunday Night Sports Nerd Show. It is the most absurd 90 minutes of anything goes, smack talk, and a whole lot more. Every Sunday night, the Sports Nerd joins forces with his maniac co-hosts, whom are a select group of sports nerds with attitude, better known in Nerd Nation as the Ram Pack. These are four of the most foul-mouthed, shit-talking nerds, spitting some sick rips and rants, just enough to make you piss your pants. So listen up, Nerd Nation. Rise and welcome the legend himself. He is the founder, he is the host, and he is the star of the Sports Nerd Show. Coming to you live, straight out of Lakeland, Florida, Scott, the Sports Nerd. Right.
What's up, sports fans? How we doing? Happy Sunday. We're back. We're live and in charge. It's great to be back on a, even though it's a non-football Sunday, it's good to be back on Sunday night. Gentlemen, how we doing tonight? Good to have. Joining me are my co-hosts, as usual, Mr. Big E, Elliot Lamba, John G. Olson, the resident Buffalo Bills fan, and, of course, our library of information, Mr. Encyclopedia of the sports world, Mr. Ken Koslow. Gentlemen,
the
how we
Google
doing?
of sports. The Google.
There's no such thing as there's no such thing as encyclopedias anymore, dude.
This is true. It's all on Google. Just Google.
I'm the Google of sports.
He's
our Google of sports. Yes,
He's our resident search engine.
Yeah, there you go.
Because it's not a football weekend. We're about to make it one.
That's right.
We've
got a lot to cover tonight, guys. I'm sorry the rundown was so big. I mean, there's so much going on this week. You know what, John? I covered you this week because we got a lot of John stuff going on this rundown this week.
Okay, well, I got an announcement before we go into it.
Okay.
This is a big announcement today.
What's that?
You guys waiting for this?
Go ahead.
I watched a baseball game today.
Oh my God. Was it a Blue Jays game?
Jays versus Astros. Jays lost miserably. But hey.
Hey, they're in it, man.
Jays are in it, man.
That's right.
Whatever, man. That's the
First of all, I want to shout out Happy Mother's Day to all those mothers in the world. John's mom, Elliot's mom. Ken, your mother is in my thoughts. I know you
Dearly
lost her a while ago.
Thank you, sir.
I did talk to my mother today for a good 45 minutes. So on video on Duo, which is a video chat program. Of course, you guys know what Duo is. But
me and my mom didn't talk when she wasn't feeling well.
So I did talk to my mother. Saw my niece, who is 16 years old now. Good God, I remember this kid was a baby. She's 16. And she went to her first prom, believe it or not. And she has a boyfriend, which scares me to death.
Dude, listen, when my kids were born, I was like, as long as they're healthy, I don't care. But now thinking about it, a teenage daughter? Oh, hell.
Yeah, John, be glad you're not a girl dead.
Because Scott, did you subscribe to Guns and Ammo yet?
Not yet, but my father has plenty. See, the thing with it is, my niece lives with my mom and my stepfather. My stepfather has an arsenal, so I'm not worried.
He's a gun nut? He's a gun nut?
He is a gun nut. He is a full-blooded right-wing nut job with an arsenal. Navy SEAL. I mean, so yeah, he's already put the fear of God in this kid, so it's all good. Eliana, happy Mother's Day.
Hi, Eliana.
The United States and Canada. I don't know if this is Canada's Mother's Day, but it's U.S.
It's Canada's Mother's Day.
Mother's Day is universal.
Correct.
The only place it's not Mother's Day is the United Kingdom.
Yes.
Already had it.
It's motherfuckers Day over there.
I don't know about you guys, but if it wasn't for my mother, I would not be sitting here. So it's all good.
Well, yeah, that's kind of biology.
Biologically speaking,
I know biologically
not just biologically speaking, literally speaking. My mother has saved my life countless of times. So it's all
even Jesus was born from a mom.
Yes,
I'm just saying.
Hey, man, we made a Jesus reference.
Well, imagine that, John making a Jesus reference. It doesn't never happen.
Bing, bing, bing.
It never happens as he sits there chewing his cashews.
I love my non-salted cashews. Because John got diagnosed diabetic this weekend. Yay!
Yeah, welcome to the club. Hey!
That's what happens when you're a fat ass for your entire life. In 44 years, you stuff your face with McDonald's. That's what happens.
Yes, it is.
When you break your leg and gravy pours out. Yeah.
That's what I'm doing. I think it's a kick in the butt, personally. I don't know, because like 3 of 4 of us are diabetic on this show.
Yes, that's correct.
But it
Yes.
was a kick in the butt for me. I was just like, you know what? Okay, cool. Like, I stopped everything. I was just like, you know what? Forget it. All the food, threw it all out. Forget it, man. It's on like Donkey Kong.
Look at it this way.
So
3 out of 4 of us are diabetic, and 1 out of 4 of us has actually had a heart attack. So.
Exactly. I was gonna say we're a walking triage, you guys. What are you gonna do?
I have heart disease. Does that count?
What's that, Elliot?
I have heart disease. Does that count?
Yes, it does. Yes.
That does count.
Time out. If you are ever going to watch the show and expect pictures of health, don't listen to a word we say.
No, you're not going to say it.
No, this is not Dr. Hey, this is not the Dr. Oz hour here.
No, it isn't. No.
No.
Oh,
Sanjay Gupta ain't going to make no fucking appearances up in this bitch.
Dude,
no,
my buddy,
he's not.
I told my buddy this weekend too, and he said it best. He said, "Bulletproof youth is over."
And we cannot get approval from the American Medical Association. So.
No, not at all.
No.
Need your treasure show.
They won't allow us to advertise.
Went out the window.
Yeah, man.
Too funny.
I'm drinking.
Too goddamn funny. We're just a bunch of comedians. You know that?
No, we're just a bunch of wannabe comedians.
That too.
Tolerate each other's dry humor.
But you know what? If we didn't like each other, we wouldn't be here. So it's that too. So it's all good.
A comedy show of sports.
Yes. So we've got a lot to get into. We may not get into it all, guys, but we got a lot to get into.
We're getting into it all.
First of all, shout out to Mr. DK Metcalf for running the 100 meters today.
Why?
Because he went out of his comfort zone and went up against athletes that actually trained for that shit.
Yes.
He ran a 10.36 in the 100 meters, finished 9th.
Okay, that's 9th, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I bet you ever seen the dog races? They got to chase that mechanical rabbit around.
Yes.
Yeah, man. That's the best
thing. Well, the only way that DK Metcalf could score gold or medal at all, okay, is if he has to chase Buddha Baker. Okay.
True.
If he has to chase Buddha Baker, he's gonna beat everybody in the world.
He'll do that in 6 seconds flat.
He should have hired Buddha as his pacemaker.
Yeah, but I want to give him a credit for, like John likes to always preach.
Absolutely.
Get out of your comfort zone, get into something new, and see what you can do. And that's exactly what he did. These guys that he went up against today trained for this shit 800 times a day, and just to shave 100/10 of a second off their times. It is what it is.
Just a bit of a disclaimer, though. Have you seen the freakish being that DK Metcalf is?
He's a freak, but he's not as fast as sprinters.
Dude, but he's got speed to burn. He showed that just last year.
Yeah, I know.
Chasing down a cornerback.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, and he's got them long ass legs and the stride. And
right,
shit.
but he doesn't train for that, Elliot.
I understand that, but he runs a lot.
Right, but in order to be good in sprinting, you have to train for that shit 16 hours a day, constantly, every single day. Yeah. He doesn't do that. He's got fast football speed, but as far as being a professional sprinter, he doesn't match up to these guys. He's just on. He said he was just honored to be up against them because these guys are pros.
How many of you guys watch the race? Watch the race. Did you see it, Scott?
Yes, I actually saw the replay of it. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. DK Metcalf is built like a tank.
Yes.
Yep.
Nobody else in that race was built like him.
No.
So that's part of what
Carl Lewis.
Yeah.
But again, his freakish
he is a freak.
His athleticism
he does
is
have
a
speed.
freakish
He
nature.
doesn't have the right kind of speed.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? And them long legs, the strides that he puts in, and just the ability that he has. He's fast, plain and simple. And
but he's not fast.
I'm sorry, but you can put up anybody with natural speed against anybody that runs every day.
You might want to cover your ears for this one, John. DK Metcalf is built like Ben Johnson, except legally.
Hey, I love me some Ben.
Yeah.
He showed up at my 30th birthday party. Okay. I've
Good.
drank with Ben Johnson. Okay.
Okay.
I'm a fan. I don't care what he took.
I don't care about the steroids with Ben Johnson either. But man was a legend. I mean, he really was.
Built. That's how DK's built.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ben was a stocky dude, man. Like you saw him against like Carl Lewis back then. Like Carl Lewis is this lanky, like and Ben was just like this tank. Like he's not a big guy, right? He's might be that big, right? He's
runaway Abrams tank, yes.
Just built like a brick house, man.
Yep.
Anyways, that's my Canadian track and field history. Sorry about that.
Anthony Pasta's on Periscope, guys, /Twitter. Is Periscope still working for me, John? I don't know about you.
Yeah, I know. It works for me too. I don't get it. Whatever. I don't get it.
Shout out to Anthony on Periscope. Thank you, Anthony, for showing up.
Big shout out to Anthony. Anthony who?
It says Anthony P. Slate.
Hey, there you go.
One of your guys?
Welcome.
Mr. Slate, is he related to the guy from the Flintstones?
No.
Might be.
Oh yeah, I remember that was the guy's last name.
Mr. Slate was Fred Flintstone's boss.
Right. Yeah, see?
Yes. Wow, John actually got a reference from the 60s. I'm impressed.
Bro, I watched the Flintstones, man. Like, come on.
He's got kids, man.
I'm old, obviously. Did you see what happened to me this weekend? Like, come on. I can't use the youth excuse anymore. So.
No, you can't, John. You can't. You may be the youngest member of this panel, but you've got our disease, so it's all good.
I'm in there like swimwear, man. It's great.
You are
I have you got diagnosed younger than I did, so you need to step up.
Dude, I was thinking about that. I was up for my walk today. I'm like, this kind of serves you, 44 years of treating your body like crap. Let's try the next 44 years to actually treat it with some respect.
There you go.
But here's the thing. I got diagnosed 20 years ago. I was 39 at the time.
Hey, you win.
Okay. But here's the thing. That just didn't happen overnight. Yeah, my vision went. That's how I found out that I had it overnight. Yeah. Okay. But who knows how long I had it up until that point.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Without it being detected.
I had some warning. I was told I was diagnosed as pre-diabetic leading up to it, but then finally, I didn't listen to my doctor because I'm a dumbass.
It's just like with my MS. My doctors have told me that I could have had this shit since I was a kid. But certain factors didn't exhibit it because the climate up in the Northeast doesn't affect you that way. But when I moved out to Arizona, eventually the symptoms started to develop. And that's when we found out I had MS as well.
You got MS too?
Yeah, I have MS as well.
Oh, I'm sorry, John. He's not on Periscope. He's on Twitch. We
got
Twitch viewer. Nice.
I did not know that.
I got the trifecta, man. Heart, diabetes, and
bro, you're still here, man.
Yes.
That's your thing, man.
All
Let's
I can
go.
Say, all I can say is compression socks are a godsend. I'm just saying.
I can't fit compression socks on my feet because my feet are this wide, so I gotta get special order ones. So
they got the copper ones, copper fit ones.
Yeah, I got the ankle burner copper ones, which are fantastic.
Yeah.
But I gotta order more.
So. Yeah, the copper fit is what I wear as well. The copper fits are really good. I like them a lot. We're going off topic because we're going off topic because we're all dying from diabetes. But anyway,
Not me.
No, not Ken.
No, Ken's dying of heart disease, but we're dying of diabetes.
Heart disease. Never know.
The continuing saga of what is Mr. Aaron Rodgers.
What is Mr. Aaron Rodgers?
Oh,
he's a man on an island right now.
Yes. Yes.
Actually, no, he's sharing an island with Deshaun Watson right now.
Yes.
Dude, poor Deshaun.
I want to get your guys' input as to what your opinion is. Is this a Green Bay issue or is it an Aaron Rodgers issue as far as ego?
I think it's
the longer it goes, it's an Aaron Rodgers issue.
Well, no, because he has no control over it.
I think it's both.
He wants the GM gone.
Yes.
Why? Because the GM made him or told him that he was being traded. They got an offer, a very nice offer from San Francisco. He thought he was going to be a 49er the night before the draft. And then the guy turned around and pulled the rug out. Okay. He's steaming because of that. And I can't blame him, man. Come on. They dissed him on the field. They dissed him off the field. They dissed him in the draft last year.
Well, yeah, that was the
How many
start.
more disses is it going to take? And what is the man supposed to shut up and not say nothing?
Yeah, the draft last year was the beginning of the end for this guy for the love connection that is the Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers.
When you never take care of your star player, okay, eventually that star player is going to get fed up. And there's nothing you're going to be able to do to change his mind.
But and it's not just last year either, right? Like it's years and years and years of never getting any help around him.
Well, none of that. Green Bay refused to draft a wide receiver. I mean, Davante Adams was the last receiver they drafted in the first round. Is that right?
Right.
Davante Adams, was he a first rounder?
Yeah, I think he was.
I believe he was.
Dude, he didn't even like the fact that he was. He didn't even like the fact that he was drafted by Green Bay because he knew he was going to have to sit behind Brett Favre for a few years.
Well, it started with him getting
second round
in the draft.
He got overlooked by the 49ers. The 49ers dissed him. And you know what? Fuck the 49ers for that decision. No disrespect to Alex Smith, but Aaron Rodgers should have been the quarterback of the 49ers back in the day.
No, Brett. No.
What about Brett? What are you saying? What's he saying?
Jordan Love is not ready to start. If Jordan Love was ready to start, he would have. He I don't know. Yeah. I mean,
dude, Jordan Love is about as ready to start as Trey Lance at this point.
Yeah.
Okay. Not ready for prime time. Okay. Not ready for prime time. Justin Fields, not ready for prime time.
But he's going to start. I think he'll start.
No, they're going to start Dalton for you.
No, they'll get Dalton started.
You think he'll start? You think Dalton will start for 2021?
Yeah, he'll start.
And if it goes south, they bring him in the middle of the year.
You want to slide him into the situation. You don't want to put that kid out on the field with the way the Chicago Bears usually don't produce.
Yeah, I can see your point there, but I can tell you what, I think Justin Fields will end up being the best quarterback in the draft. I really do.
Oh, yeah.
I think he'll end up being the best quarterback in the draft.
Oh.
I know Mac Jones looks better as a girl than he does a boy.
Mac Jones?
Yeah,
I saw that too.
Did you see that? The change between Mac Jones and Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
They gave Lawrence Mac Jones's haircut, and they gave Mac Jones Lawrence's hair.
Yeah.
And Lawrence actually looked better as a girl.
Oh, you look like a chick, man.
Well, Brett, if Brett asked him what happens if Rodgers walks away, they start Jordan Love. That's who they got.
That's why they drafted him.
Crash and burn.
Either that or they go pick up something off a trash heap.
Or like Ken said, crash and burn.
Yeah, I mean, Green Bay is all in. Green Bay either has to be all in on Aaron Rodgers or they're in rebuild. That's basically how it is. Either they go with Aaron.
Aaron Rodgers has to be all in.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers and Green Bay have to be all in together.
Do you think he hasn't earned that? Does anybody here believe he hasn't earned the right to dig his heels in?
Of course he has. He just came up with MVP. Was just MVP of the league. I mean, come on.
He's coming off a season where he had 48 touchdown passes and only 5 interceptions.
And he's not the reason the Packers lost the NFC Championship.
He's still getting disrespected.
He's still getting disrespected.
It's not Aaron Rodgers' fault. He doesn't have more than one Super Bowl. It's not his fault. It's the organization's fault.
He's done everything he could do.
Look, it's like inflation. They haven't kept up with, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, Aaron Rodgers put together an MVP season in Green Bay when he had really one big-time receiver, and that's how it worked.
And a decent running back.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, Aaron Jones.
But he put together an MVP season with no help, pretty much.
Yep.
Okay.
So
I'm just saying.
Look, the saga is going to continue until somebody blinks.
Yep.
I mean, it's going to continue at least until June when it's time when it's time for free agency or time or what is it, the trade deadline or something like that.
If Green Bay's smart, they'll figure something out, because if not, they're going to wind up losing him and not getting anything in return.
And they're going to have a huge cap hit for next season if they don't do it either. So, I mean,
yep.
You know,
he can sit out, but that cap still hits up against the.
They're going to hit with a $30 million cap, whether he retires or gets traded. It's going to happen. So they need to Green Bay, at least for 1 year, needs to eat crow and get on their hands and knees and beg Aaron to come back. and do whatever it takes to get him back. That's my opinion.
Oh yeah, that's easy. Fire the GM.
Well, I posted that clip of Hunt for Red October. Just the hard part about playing chickens, knowing when to flinch.
Know when to blink. We know when to know when to flinch. And I
by
love that
the
clip
way-
because I love that movie, Ken.
I heard about Aaron Rodgers appearing on the Connors.
Yes, as Jeopardy host.
Right. And somebody had made a comment about if it was a jab at the Packers.
No,
But I think that episode was taped way before this whole
I think it was taped way before this whole thing. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So,
So,
I
no, it's not a jab. It's just it just happens to fall now when all this controversy is going on.
Right.
What a coincidence, huh?
What a quinky dinky.
I was gonna say that, but you're the one with the little kids, so
I don't got nothing here, man. There's 4,000 miles that way.
I hear you.
Yeah, how's that going for you, John?
I'm out of here as soon as I can.
Really?
What was Cowher's moment of lucidity, by the way?
Cowherd? I mean, you guys, we saw there was a post in the group earlier this week about what Colin Cowherd's opinion of the whole Rodgers situation. He actually had a great take on it.
It was brilliant. I don't understand the Cowherd hate now. I love it because
I
he's pro
hate
Josh Allen.
I mean, God, Brett,
He's
that's all I
pro
want.
Josh Allen now. Now he can't do no wrong.
Right, there it is. There's the rub. Yes. Colin Cowherd at a moment of lucidity when he was saying, where is it? God, it's scroll.
Basically said it was both parties' fault. There's enough blame to go both sides. So.
Yeah, and I don't.
Okay,
You guys know
so-
I don't agree with Colin Cowherd very, very often.
So here's the question: when did your fervorish hate for Colin Cowherd begin? What
Well,
was
I'm
the reason?
biased. It's because of his hate for Baker Mayfield and his trolling of Baker Mayfield. That's what it is. The man has
Everybody's
gone out of his way.
We troll Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
Exactly. Why don't you fucking hate us?
Dude, can we talk about that? Because someone started trying to get me into it. Was it you, Elliot? Elliot's like, hey, Scott, hey, John, discuss this.
Yes.
Yeah, and I
That
still
was
want
all-
it.
That was all Elliot.
I still want to hear I mean, I know Greenberg is an ass. Okay, he has been for years. All right, but
So the Browns are gonna.
This came out of nowhere to me because all of a sudden he's catapulting the Browns ahead of the team that was one game away from the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, then you know what, guys? You guys know Kenny will agree with me. Mike Greenberg, the face of ESPN, is
But I figured it out.
He got Mike Golic fired from Mike and Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And he got his own show, Get Up, which is, I mean, the brony bright spot about Get Up is the interaction between his guests. Okay.
But John,
and
but John,
The nice thing about Get Up is it comes on before I get up. So.
there you go.
Hi, Katie.
But John,
And-
you know what? You know why Greenberg's doing that?
Yeah, to get Bill's Mafia riled up.
Hey, you know what? No, I can tell you exactly why Mike Greenberg is doing
Hi,
that.
Katie.
In 3 letters.
Hmm.
JETS.
That's 4
Oh,
letters.
see,
He's a Jets fan.
Yes.
Jets fan.
Yeah.
That explains a lot.
So that's where that comes from.
You got to remember, like, I know who he is, but we don't get a ESPN up here, so
Yeah,
it's
well,
very rare.
He's
that I
a
see
Jets
one,
fan,
right?
and it dawned on me right away when I started saying, why is he bringing Buffalo down when they accomplished so much?
And I mentioned in the post that I'm not going to get into a pissing contest because Greenberg.
It's not a pissing contest.
Yeah, no.
I mean, what's the show about? Debating topics
Correct.
that are highly fueled and charged.
Yeah, you're right.
That's
Katie's
to
in
me,
the house.
that's a charged topic. It just happens to have the two of you in the middle of it.
Yeah. But you
Yeah,
know what?
listen, I think offensively, Buffalo's got the edge. Defensively, Cleveland's got the edge.
Now they do. They didn't
That's
last
what I
year, but
think.
then now they do. Yes.
I'd have to agree.
But that's like again, Cleveland had great offense on paper for the past couple of years.
Right.
Look, all you got to know is that Mike Greenberg is a Jets fan, and losing. Is
Oh, dude, that explains it all.
And losing and being a loser is in his blood.
He also predicted the Patriots would win the division next season.
Oh
Right,
yeah,
right.
that's
Yeah, I
another
saw
one.
that too. Yeah.
That's
Right.
another one.
Right. Sure.
He must dislike Buffalo. He must dislike Buffalo.
It's fine. It's fine. Buffalo's used to the hate, man. It's okay. It's okay. Did you see? You see? I think what was it? ESPN or one of those stupid networks put up this top receiver combos in the NFL. Nowhere was Stephon Diggs and Cole Beasley at all. Nowhere to be mentioned.
They only dominated the NFL last year. Hello.
Cole was like 40 yards away from 1,000 too. Like, you know. And
Stephon Diggs led the league in receiving last year. So
yeah, and Stephon did Stephon thing.
Yeah.
Fools, Neanderthals.
Yeah. I mean, Mike Greenberg got Mike Golic fired, or at least he's the reason they broke up Mike and Mike, which was successful for over 20 years. And to be honest, it was a great show because Mike Golic was able to keep Greenberg in check those 20 years. Okay. Then we go to Golic and Wingo, which was a great show as well, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And ESPN ended up pushing them out after a year and a half and bring on this new group, which is pandering to, if you'll excuse the expression, the younger generation. All right. The younger demographic because of Keyshawn and because of Jay Will and Zuban. And it's terrible. It's awful. I hate Keyshawn Johnson. He has no intelligence when it comes to anything.
Nope, that's true.
Okay, and Jay Will is all basketball all the time. He knows nothing about baseball. He knows nothing about football. He knows nothing about hockey. All he does is basketball. Okay.
It's like when Kellerman starts talking anything other than boxing. I kind of go.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's horrendous.
Yeah.
And I mean, they pushed Mike and Wingo out of ESPN because they no longer work for the network to bring in this trio of idiots. Okay. And it's garbage. And now Mike Greenberg is the face of ESPN.
Dude, the solution to this, Scott, is very simple. Everyone needs to turn off ESPN and watch the Sports Nerds every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern or 7 p.m. Eastern. Excuse me.
Yeah, exactly.
Pizza cake.
Brett, I'm sure we'll get into that.
And if you're in Newfoundland, then you just want to do it.
Well, for the next couple of weeks, then I'm out of here. Screw this place. I'm done with the East Coast, man. It's too miserable.
You like Micah Hyde, do you, John?
I love Micah Hyde. He's my favorite player. If you want to get me a birthday present, even though my birthday was a couple weeks ago, Micah Hyde, number 23, Buffalo Bills, home jersey would be great.
That'd be a 4X jersey, by the way, guys.
I probably would only need a 3X because I'm going to be losing all this weight.
Yeah, that was pre-diabetes.
The pre-diabetes is the 4X. The post-diabetes is going to be the 3X or the 2X eventually. So don't worry. You guys see, I'm going to be the picture of health here in 6 months. You guys just watch. Watch the transformation. Take a picture of fat ass now.
Your optimism is encouraging, dude.
Bro, I got 2 kids that are 42 years old. I mean, you
need to be there when they graduate high school. At least,
I want to be there when they graduate high school. I'm going to be old enough as it is when they graduate high school. At least, I don't want them.
That's your fault, but that's another story.
It is. It's cool. I don't think no one should feel sorry for me at all, ever.
Yeah, everybody still thinks I'm Mariano's grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
Mario Wamba.
All right, I want Katie to post while we're talking. I want Katie to post. Is it Green Bay? Is it the fan? Is it Packers' fault or Aaron's fault? And whose side do you fall on? While we're waiting on Katie to post about that, so because we've already covered it, you came in a little bit late. I'm sorry, Katie. We already covered the Aaron Rodgers fiasco and Aaron and thing.
I want to send out my kudos, big time, to the Buffalo Bills and their organization. Okay. They're taking this COVID thing by the horns, and they ain't screwing around. All right.
The NFL doesn't like it.
That's too bad.
Okay, hold on.
Screw what the NFL likes or doesn't like.
If Stephon Diggs or Josh Allen or Tremaine Edmonds, or you take your name brand pick, says I'm not getting the vaccine, they're not getting cut.
Correct.
Now, the guy who's just about to maybe get a roster spot says, I'm not taking the vaccine. See you later, buddy. That's how it's going to work.
Yeah,
because
the disclaimer
Josh
is
Allen
we're not talking about our marquee
said,
player. Yeah, the disclaimer here is they're not talking about their marquee players.
No, it'll be the fringe guys.
Yes, it's going to be the practice squad guys and the guys that may or may not have a roster spot.
But that's not going to work the same way for the fans, though.
No, the fans, that's the Buffalo Bills decision. It's a private company. They can do whatever. If they don't want that, I was talking to my mom about this weekend. I was like, it's not a right to go to a football game. You know, and all the people that are up in arms, it's like, just watch it on TV, man. I mean, I get it. If you want to go, get the shot, whatever. I mean, again, I'm not pro or anti anything. I'm just like, it's a personal decision. If you don't want to do something, then that's what you can't do. So
all kinds of businesses are offering incentives. All kinds of businesses are offering incentives, like bars.
Yeah, because they've been trashed.
Well, that's because they're suffering, Elliot. The bars have lost.
No, I understand that, but I'm just saying that they're offering like a free beer if you show proof that you took your vaccination. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Brett brings up the point I was making. The message the league delivered to Bean was, according to the source, was that a team may not release a player solely due to vaccination status. And again, the statement doesn't refer to and doesn't include their marquee player.
It doesn't mention anybody in particular.
No, it doesn't.
No. Because Josh came out about a month ago when he was asked in an interview, and he was just like, don't know. He didn't say no or yes, but he said, don't know. So
they're not going to cut Josh Allen. Josh Allen is not
Josh Allen. Hey, we got Trubisky. That's the plan all along, right?
Right. You know? Jesus God.
Hey, the second best quarterback in the AFC East is our backup.
Trubisky. Yeah, no. Change of uniform ain't doing shit for him.
Well, I think it will, because he's going to have Palmer as his QB coach.
Look, he's going to get really adept at carrying a fucking clipboard. That's
bro, it's good for him. I think it's good for him because
he's going to live up to Charlie Whitehurst status.
You guys are haters. Don't hit on Don't hit on Mitch. Mitch, there shall be no Mitch Trubisky slander.
Oh, no. But a few months ago, like, Trubisky. Oh, that guy sucks.
Oh, yeah, dude. I was awful. But as soon as, it's like Tom Brady. As soon as you're off the Patriots, I love you. As soon as you come to the Buffalo Bills, I love you. You know?
Yeah.
I didn't like Stephon Gilmore ever, though. I thought he was a douche canoe. But, whatever.
You see McCourty went to the Dolphins, though?
Did he?
Jason McCourty?
There you go. That's that.
He went to the Dolphins, Joe.
Loyalty.
He went to go hang out with Brian Flores down in Miami.
It's like, screw Bill. Bill and his dog.
Screw Bill.
Yeah. Oh, Katie's got War and Peace here. This is good. I like it.
Original sin was committed by the Packers because they did not bolster the receiver core and got rid of Rodgers' most productive offensive targets multiple seasons. They sided with McCarthy over Rodgers for 3 seasons, too long, when it's obvious now that Rodgers was the brains of the organization. That is an excellent take. And Katie, this is why I love you so much, because your intelligence regarding football, the Green Bay Packers, is second to none. Anybody who says a woman doesn't know about football can go fuck themselves.
Did you really just football. You just went there.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. But I don't get this. It doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't. You're right.
So why did you bring it up?
I don't know.
It doesn't even matter. Who cares?
Because I love Katie.
She's a football fan. Everybody knows that. Like, it doesn't matter if you're a man or woman.
I know. I've known Katie for 21 years.
And I have fucking gender issue.
Oh, stop it! I'm just bringing it up.
Years. Yeah, dude.
Thanks, really.
I don't get all these
Katie,
justice warriors, man.
Katie, if you don't feel offended, I feel offended for you.
Yeah, I know.
Katie will smack me later. It's all good.
Jeez. Dude,
the only thing I hope is
the
Cowboys can give him as much leniency as the Packers did.
So how about the Bears moving out of Soldier Field? How's that?
There's a rumor that the Bears are going to move out of Soldier Field. Hang on one second.
How old Soldier Field? Like 70,000 years old now or something?
To Arlington Heights.
I'm sure there's problems with the plumbing.
They want to move to Arlington Park.
Mayor of City of Illinois says Bears are seriously considering a move out of Soldier Field and to his town. And that was Arlington Heights, as Ken said.
Where the heck is that? The burbs?
Arlington Heights is 30 miles outside of Chicago.
So, Chicago.
So they're gonna do like the 49ers who moved to Santa Clara,
right?
Which is about 35 miles away from San Francisco.
Yeah, that ain't close, man. that is definitely, that's more the San Jose 49ers than.
No, but you know what? The fans still show up.
Of course.
I mean, thank you, Katie. I appreciate that. I think I have another, please. She says I'm dope smacked. So yes, thank you. Can I have another?
Thank you,
Let me tell you what
sir.
Hey, look, how historically beneficial has Soldier Field been for the Bears?
They've got one championship in
recent times,
yes.
even after 1985,
not much.
which was 36 years ago.
God, I'm old.
Yep.
What have they done in the last 36 years? That Soldier Field, they fucking their field goal kicker hit the goalpost 4 times.
Double doink. Yeah, who's now the kicker of the Browns. Thank you very much, Elliot.
Yeah.
Cody Parkey.
Hey, go Brownies.
Speaking of kickers, did you guys see that 260-pound?
Yeah, we talked about him last week, Elliot. Yes.
I don't remember talking about him. God damn that.
Don't worry, Elliot. I don't remember talking about it.
I don't remember it either, but you know what?
Remember.
I feel sorry for the guy that gets penalized for running into the kicker. He's going to get a double whammy.
Look at Sebastian Janikowski.
Look, I think they should move. Soldier Field has been a drag on them for many, many years.
I mean, they've been
too
in Soldier
fucking
Field for
cold
many, many
by
years.
by the fucking lake.
Yeah, it's like right on the lake, man.
Move on out.
150.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean, who knows? I mean, their lease isn't up until 2033, but shit, anything can happen.
Hey, man, that's like the Bills getting out of Orchard Park. I mean, yeah.
Hey, fist up for Alejandro Villanueva for moving to the enemy and then talking shit about Juju.
I like it. Good for him.
TikTok Smith Schuster. I love it.
Good for him.
You deserved it.
He's already cranked up the volume on that rivalry one.
Yes, he has. He's already smashed Juju on that. I love it. I love the fact that he's talking smack against Juju, which is typical because now he's a member of the opposition in the same division. So that just intensifies that rivalry.
That rivalry becomes a lot more intense. Yes.
Have you ever noticed that the wide receivers that talk the most smack in the NFL come from SC?
Yeah.
Who?
Southern
SC, yeah.
Southern Cal.
Oh, yeah.
Juju.
Yeah.
And what have they done? And what have they done?
Huh? Keyshawn?
Keyshawn is from USC too. Yes.
And what did he do?
Talk smack his whole career.
Talk smack.
That's it. His smack talking was better than his football.
Full of it today. I love
Katie
it.
is full of it. Going back to the
Great.
Packers rant for a second, I think the GM should be fired regardless of the outcome. This is not how well-run organizations are managed, and the conduct that this organization has showed to its most valuable player is unbecoming and unworthy of a GM. Another A+ take from Katie Marshall.
Opinion.
Kind of knew there was something good about this kid when we met her 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? She was only 19 when we met her like 21 years ago. I mean, God. She went to college in Carolina, so, whatever. But still.
Is that bad?
It wasn't Duke or North Carolina, but it was in Carolina. But it's okay. We love her anyway. Anyway, Villanueva is quoted as saying, "I'm assuming it's not as much fun for the receivers because they're not getting all of the catches. They're making the TikToks and they're having fun on their social media." That is awesome. I love it. And shout out to Villanueva, who is a military veteran and did serve in Afghanistan. So yes.
Fully decorated too.
What's that?
Fully decorated too.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, it was 18, Katie. I'm sorry.
2 years, 14 mil, right?
Yes, 2 years, 14 million, 8 million guaranteed.
That's not bad.
No.
Not bad for an offensive lineman.
No. He said it's better for linemen to play for a run-first team like the Ravens, which is true. Because offensive linemen love the run game, love to run block as opposed to pass block. They love it.
The way the Steelers used to be.
Correct.
Like ball possession.
Yes.
Time of possession. Yep.
Correct.
And what's the last topic on here? Frank Ragnow?
Yeah, Frank Ragnow gets a 4-year extension from the Lions. He's now the top paid center in the NFL. The Lions' offensive line is going to be scary good next year. They've made a lot of moves. New head coach Dan Crenshaw, I think is his name, Dan Crenshaw. Is put. What's that, Kevin?
Dan Campbell.
Excuse me. Good Lord, where'd I come with Dan? Jesus Christ!
I never heard of Crenshaw suit.
Me either. Don't mind me. I'm just a sports nerd. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Dan Campbell. Excuse me. Yeah, John. Thank you. I know. He used to be the head coach of Miami, if you remember back in the day. And
it doesn't matter what his name is. He's the coach of the Detroit Lions.
Correct. He is the head coach of the Detroit Lions. He's going to start biting kneecaps.
And here's the Lions fan.
Yeah, Matt's in here. Thank you, Matt. Sorry, buddy. I apologize.
Okay, Lions. Okay, Detroit. You number one.
Yeah.
Okay.
What a bad time to go off the rails. I'm sorry, Matt. I really am.
Jared Goff, number one. Yay.
But no, the Lions' offensive line is going to be a serious problem, and they're going to be really good. And they're putting together a pretty good roster, believe it or not.
Well, they just cut Kerryon Johnson.
That's a good start.
That's a really good start.
Yes.
Right with the Eagles, Brett said.
Yep.
Brett said he signed with the Eagles.
So
yeah, the Eagles picked them up.
Right.
Philadelphia.
The Lions are going to be interesting. I mean, Jared Goff isn't going to light anything up. You guys know that. I mean, he's not going to be. I mean, but if he's got protection, he can do some damage. So
we've got some receivers to throw to. He will.
Yes, absolutely. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Matt. John, please.
Okay, no, don't worry about it. Love to try, buddy.
Yeah, the NFL offseason keeps getting more interesting as we go on. So, I mean, what's next? The schedule gets released this week as well. So, on Wednesday night. So we can talk about that next week to see the matchups and the dates and all that stuff as far as that's concerned next week. Moving on to our second favorite subject, which is the NHL.
Hey, NHL number one, yay!
Shout out to Mr. John Olson, because the Toronto Maple Leafs have won their first division title since 2000. And Connor McDavid of the Edmonton Oilers has scored 100 points
in 53 games.
In 53 games for the season. Toronto's good.
53 games.
53 games. Toronto's good.
But that you know what's even scarier? Mario Lemieux did that in 38 games.
Did he really?
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of that. Holy shit.
Didn't he score almost 200 points one season?
Well, Gretzky did. Gretzky scored 216, I think, one season.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. Mario was up there. I don't think he hit 200, but Mario was up there.
Yes, Katie. Hockey is still going on. We'll get to baseball in a minute.
Dude, the comments that I read on Twitter last night when he did it, and I'll throw it out here. Is Connor McDavid the best male athlete of any sport right now?
Wow. That's a wide range of people, John.
Wow.
That is a big time wide range of people.
I would say he's up there.
He is up there, yes.
I would say he gets
in the conversation.
I would say he's in the conversation.
Well, you see, that my thinking is, and my feelings are, is that hockey players are underrated as far as their athleticism because of the fact their cardio is.
By who?
Yeah,
dude. Like I played hockey. You can't tell from my physique, but like I don't think you guys understand. Like
make a great goaltender.
To 45 seconds on the ice skating, you are completely winded. Like your lungs hurt.
Yes,
that's how much your
motion.
Body is going in hockey. So
you're in constant motion.
Heck yeah.
I mean, I think soccer is probably the only one worse because they're running.
Yeah.
Because I mean, in hockey, at least you're gliding.
Yeah, but they're not running full speed at 45 for that entire 45 seconds. So hockey players are going full board 45 seconds to a minute and a half, sometimes as long as 2 minutes.
So many line changes. Yeah.
Yes, full. That's why they have to have those line changes.
Look, I ain't never said that hockey players weren't athletic. They're just not. They're just not in a sport where athleticism and that sport go hand in hand, so to speak.
I mean, hockey doesn't get enough credit as far as athleticism is concerned. They don't get enough credit at all.
Historically.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you're gonna look at like the greatest hockey players of all time. Like Wayne Gretzky was not the
He wasn't a major
of, like,
athlete. He was just good at what he fucking did.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of your stars, of the past, weren't physical specimens.
No, but that's why it's gotten a lot different now. Like these guys are
according to NHL standards at that time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So again, this is just another era comparison that doesn't need to happen.
Because hockey athletes now are more in shape.
You can say that about every sport.
Than they were 20 years ago.
You can say that about every sport.
Yes.
Is Joel Embiid more athletic than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But Jabbar had talent.
Yes.
That surpassed everyone at his position.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying you don't have to be an athlete to be great. But today, it's almost standard.
Well, yeah, look at Tom Brady, right? I mean, Tom Brady
has
never.
And you know what? Even golfers are doing physical workouts.
That's because of Tiger. That is all.
Yeah, and Tiger is the reason why. Because now the PGA athletes are more in shape now.
Yeah, they ain't no more in the day. Hey, they ain't no more John Daly coming out.
Yeah, John Daly ain't coming up and winning a PGA.
No, he's not.
There ain't no John Daly's coming out anymore. Okay.
No, Katie, that's not on the rundown. We can get into that in a minute, but that's not even on the rundown. But yeah, that came up earlier today about the Kentucky Derby winner. We'll get to that. I'm sure we can get to that.
I'll close the Toronto and Edmonton love here so we can go on. I really hope that first round I see a Toronto-Montreal playoff.
Yes.
And then in the North final, I want to see Toronto-Edmonton, because when it comes down to Toronto-Edmonton, I don't give a crap who wins. So for me, I win just those two getting in.
Yeah, Brett, nobody cares about the Arizona Coyotes. I'm sorry. Nobody gives a shit about them. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, isn't that NHL-owned team?
Yes, nobody gives a shit about the Coyotes. We care more about Toronto being out in Columbus than we do about the Arizona Coyotes. I'm sorry.
Yeah, especially since they swept the Lightning a couple years ago.
Thank you for that, bad. Fuck you. So yeah, John Tortorella has come out and said he's not going to renew his contract. He's not going to renew or sign up again. He's gone.
But he wants to keep coaching.
He's
my favorite coach in the league.
He's the most volatile coach in the NFL, NHL. So,
he's a rent for hire coach.
Yes, he is.
Yes, just for the media sound bites after the game.
Correct. You're absolutely right.
He can charge the fucking locker room. That's what he can do.
We're gonna save Rangers for last. Ovi to invest in the National Women's Soccer League's DC Spirit.
Because Ovi is a gem.
Ovi is awesome. He's promoting women's sports, and that's fantastic.
Ovi really is. I love Ovi. Oh,
there's your mom, probably.
Yeah, hold on. Let me just mute myself. Sorry.
Good. Okay, let's get into this.
I'd like to give a quick shout out to the Dallas Stars for having a great season. Not a fantastic season, but a great season. They gave it their best shot, but they just ran out of time.
And their injuries killed them, Ken.
Injuries killed them, and so did COVID.
Yes. So, but yeah, Katie, he invested in the DC Spirit. DC Spirit, National Women's Soccer League. The other high-profile person in NWSL has been Sarah Spain of ESPN fame. She's also invested in the Chicago branch of the NWSL. She's a part owner as well. So it's getting a lot of media coverage, and that's a good thing for women's sports. It really is. I'm who cares, Brett? I don't care about the Penguins. The Penguins can go fuck themselves. They're not going to win the Stanley Cup. Get out of here. Rangers and Caps drama. The Tom Wilson drama. So
nothing about it.
So the game after this whole incident happened, the Rangers and Caps played again a couple of days afterwards, or a day afterwards, whatever it was, and proceeded to put up 100 minutes of penalty time.
And that was before the national anthem.
That was before national anthem.
That was 1 second of the puck drop.
I mean, after the puck drop, there were, they got 6 guys on the front line. Was the puck?
Oh, was it 2 seconds after the puck drop?
And all 6 guys got into
the puck going after each other.
Yes. It was hilarious. I mean,
that reminded me of that one time that the Flyers and what was the other team? I think it was the Canadians. That they had a big old brawl that delayed the game. It was pregame. Guys didn't even have their jerseys on coming out of the locker room, dude.
Yes, Philadelphia and Montreal and Quebec.
Yep.
I remember between Montreal and Quebec, there were even fights in the stands between the 2 fans.
I'm telling you, man, fucking people in Canada take their fucking hockey serious, dude.
They do.
What do you guys think of this Tom Wilson? I mean, he's got a history.
Who?
He does have a history.
I don't know who that is.
He's a marked man. He's probably grateful that the Rangers are not in the playoffs, and but he has made a reputation for himself that is not a good one.
So he's a player.
Whoever they play in the playoffs,
he's a player.
Have him circled.
Is he a player?
Yes, he's a player.
Player, yes.
Okay.
Plays for the Capitals.
I don't know, dude. To me, NHL is like UFO.
Plays for the Capitals. He's one of Ovi's teammates. And by the way, not everybody on the Capitals is defending him either. So,
yeah, and basically what happened is, I mean, the Rangers came out with a statement. The New York Rangers are extremely disappointed that the Capitals forward Tom Wilson was not suspended for his horrifying act of violence last night at Madison Square Garden. Wilson is a repeat offender with a long history of these type of acts. And we find it shocking that the NHL and their Department of Player Safety failed to take the appropriate action and suspend him indefinitely. Wilson's dangerous and reckless actions caused an injury to Artemi Panarin, that will prevent him from playing again this season. We view this as a dereliction of duty by NHL head of player safety, George Paris, and believe he is unfit to continue in his current role. Wilson was fined $5,000 for his actions during that game. The NHL has now fined the New York Rangers $250,000 for this statement.
Oh, Rangers.
Ken, you're a follower of this. I know you watch the hockey like was almost as much as you do the NFL.
I try.
Tom Wilson has a history of these actions, of being a brute, being overly violent.
Mm-hmm.
He has been suspended in the past. He has been fined in the past, yet he still continues to do this.
Modern day David Schultz.
Okay,
that's
all I needed to know.
Dave Schultz, we call the enforcer.
Dave Schultz and Tiger Williams were notorious for that shit back in the day.
Yeah.
I mean, he literally took this guy and slammed his head into the ice.
That's about it. Yeah. That was about an every game occurrence for Dave Schultz and Tiger Williams.
Yeah.
Okay. And the NHL goes harsh on the Rangers and doesn't suspend Tom Wilson.
No.
I mean, I understand hockey is a violent sport. There are fights involved. That's part of the game. But what Wilson did was above and beyond what is acceptable to me anyway.
Totally out of bounds. Yeah.
Okay. In the NHL, you don't take someone and physically grab him by the shoulders and slam somebody's head into the freaking ice. I'm sorry. It doesn't work that way.
Well, he should not be allowed to play ever again, actually.
I mean, there's been a couple of players in history that have gotten the death penalty as far as being suspended, or banned from hockey.
Marty McSorley nearly did.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, and there was another player on it was a Canadian team. I don't remember what team it was, but there was a big brouhaha in the 2000s about a guy. I forget the guy's name. I remember it, but it was just, why are they going so easy on Tom Wilson? Is it because of how good he is?
I don't know. That's a good question, but like I said, not everyone, and
What kind of
on his
swag does
team
Washington have
defending
with
him.
Kenny? What kind
Katie
of
makes a
swag?
good point because he's made all of them targets. Plus, what he did was totally out of bounds, totally uncalled for, and nobody can defend it. So
Even his teammates are not defending it.
right. Why the NHL is going light on him, I have no idea.
It doesn't make any sense.
Because they hate the Rangers. That's
He's pretty close to the NHL.
Is Gary Bettman still running the league?
Yes, Gary Bettman is still the commissioner of the NHL. Yes.
Why? 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 Just why?
What do you think of Tom Wilson, John?
What do I think of Tom Wilson?
Yes.
I mean, whatever. I think it was a dirty play, but that's what happens when you take enforcement out of the league. You don't let the league police each other. This is what happens. Like, you think Tom Wilson would have done that to Panarin if, like, the Rangers had, like, Gino Ojic or something like that on the team or something? Like,
right.
It would never happen.
Right.
Let's see him do it to Zeno Chara.
yeah, like, it would never happen. And this is everybody, all these, the social justice warriors again. Well, we don't want fighting in the NHL. It's this and that and the third. And
but it's part of the game.
It's been part of the game, and they've taken it out, and this is the repercussions. You get guys that can take liberties. Like, I mean, and I'm going back to Connor here, but Connor is checked, slashed, hooked more than any other player in the league. And he puts up with it because even though they've got some tough guys on Edmonton, the tough guys can't go and enforce, right? They can't do it. So
they can't go take those shots that they used to take, you know what I'm saying, and get into the all-out fights and shit like that because they come with severe penalties from the league. It's all of this. It's all an appearance thing. Aesthetics is the rule of the day. You know what I'm saying? Appearance is everything. Perception is king.
John, speaking of Edmonton, wasn't it Marty McSorley that was nearly kicked out of the league for play like that?
McSorley?
McSorley did that to Brashear, right?
It
was the two-handed shot
McSorley
to the head.
Like, don't fuck with Gretzky.
Yeah, well, that was McSorley. It was don't mess with Gretzky, and there was the other guys too. They had Semenko, right? I mean, Dave Semenko was like, you didn't touch Gretzky.
Yeah, I forgot about
Semenko.
Semenko.
Near Gretzky.
Yeah.
Any of them. Like, you wouldn't go to Gretzky, Tikkanen, none of them. Semenko would take your head off. McSorley would take your head off. And I mean, it was a different era.
I mean, I just can't get over the fact that they fined Wilson $5,000, and then the Rangers come out with what they said, and they fined the Rangers $250,000.
Yeah, it's the NHL is it's this league is just.
I mean, is it Bettman's fault or is it just? I mean, I don't understand. Is it? I mean, I don't get it.
Disciplinary
because Wilson took his shoulders, picked him up, and slammed his head against the freaking ice. I mean, the video is there. And for the NHL to not even suspend him for a game or two and only fine him $5,000.
And isn't Panarin out for the season now?
Dude, he should have got criminal charges for that shit.
I mean, that's almost assault, like Elliott.
If he hit him with a stick, he would have.
He should have got arrested right on the ice.
It boggles my mind. I understand fighting and violence is part of NHL. It always has been and probably always will be. But you got to draw.
Like John said, if you try to curb it, you're only going to exacerbate it.
I just don't get it.
And that's what happened. That's why, if you notice, like, I mean, I don't know if you, like, how long you guys been watching hockey, but there was never those dirty plays in the 90s and the 80s and the 70s.
Because retribution was going to be severe.
There was never hitting from behind. There was never low blows. There was never using your stick as a weapon.
These are the only things you were allowed to use.
Exactly. And this is what happened with everybody that said we need to take fighting out of hockey. Okay. The league policed itself. The players, there was a code.
Yes.
And now it's like, well, you can do this. And now, what's the next thing going to happen? Tom Wilson thinks that people watching that think, oh, Tom Wilson did it. I can do it. So they're going to
And,
start putting kids' heads into the freaking ground again.
A famous saying comes into mind what happens when you let the inmates run the asylum.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? That's the result.
I think another thing is I think you're not going to see as many games next year that are back to back between two teams. You're not going to see.
Well, and again, the last two seasons have been the exception to the rule because of the way the schedule is and the way that the Rockies.
They're going to have to do away with this in a hurry because things like
again, because you only have interdivisional games. You don't have intercomp. I mean, you don't see the East playing the West. You don't see the North playing the South. I mean, you got a division where only the Canadian teams play each other, which John just hates.
You get fed up looking at people over and over and over. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. I mean, you got back-to-back games with just an example. The Panthers and the Lightning are playing back-to-back. I mean, and the Lightning played Dallas back-to-back. Most, a lot of the times is,
the Canadian division is just the time zones and stuff, but it's not like I hate playing Montreal or hate playing Vancouver or something like that.
It's Calgary. I mean, come on.
No, I'll play against Calgary all day, every day. I can't stand them. It's fun to see them whine. But like, at least
it's fun to see Eric whine about it too. So that's all.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Well, once the COVID stuff, it's like if you want to keep them in the North, you want to keep it the Canadian division. That's cool because then that'll build the rivalries in the country. Whatever, I don't care. Yeah, but just the only teams being the Canadian teams, it's like okay, how exciting is Winnipeg today? Like,
not very. So I mean,
I'm curious to see what the division lineup will be once Seattle is added.
Seattle's an interesting demographic because Seattle deserves a hockey team, and that's going to be fun. And I'd like to see the Seattle-Vancouver rivalry go.
They need a basketball team too.
Seattle and Vancouver will be big time.
Yeah.
They need a basketball team too.
Absolutely.
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
And in the aftermath of this whole thing, the Rangers fired their CEO and GM Davidson and Gorton, and they hired Chris Drury as their CEO and GM. Been a dual role.
WGAF.
Who gives a fuck? Spoken like a true Islanders fan, Elliot. Thank you very much.
Legend in Madison Square Garden.
It's the Rangers.
Chris Drury is a legend. Yes.
It's the Rangers who do the fuck.
I know you're an Islanders fan, so that's okay. We'll accept that. Is this fallout from the whole Tom Wilson thing, or is the Rangers? I'm not funny. The Rangers didn't make the playoffs. I'm assuming is that what's going on?
Oh, they're out.
Yeah, they're out. They got eliminated. It's like 2 or 3 years in a row they've been eliminated. So that's what got them.
Can Drury turn it around? Can you think? I know Elliot don't give a shit, but I'm asking you because you're as close to me as a hockey fan.
That's like asking me if the Mets.
He will be able to turn him around if Dolan will let him turn him around.
Okay.
If he will let Dolan.
Hey,
it's Dolan, so you never know, right?
That's like asking me if
that's what I'm saying. But look at the Knicks. He's let the general manager run the thing with the Knicks now, and the Knicks are relevant again.
Yes.
If he let the Drury do the same with the Rangers, they can be a contender again. The Rangers used to be a fun team to watch, and still can be. This is where we need Josh because he's our Rangers expert.
Yes, he is. Josh is our Rangers expert. He's not a. He doesn't like the Blue Jackets, which I can't blame him because I hate the Blue Jackets too. Because Columbus, we need the Cleveland Barons back. To make Cleveland a 4-team sport again, 4-team city again. But that's just me. There's a flashback. Cleveland did at one point in time have an NHL team. They were the Cleveland Barons. They played in the Richland Coliseum.
California Seals.
Yes.
They became the Colorado Rockies, I think.
Yes, they did. All right, moving on.
By the way, Brett, I've never heard of any of these players. I saw Arihara play the other day against the Red Sox, and we lit him up like a Christmas tree. So
there you go.
I don't even know anything about the other players. I do not follow the Rangers. I really don't care about the Rangers.
I call them the strangers myself. But.
Yeah, the only Dallas team he likes are the Mavericks, the Cowboys.
Mavericks, Stars, and Cowboys.
Yes, he does not like the Rangers. He is a Boston Red Sox fan, which I'm still trying to figure out since you're from Texas. I don't get it, but that's just me.
I'll explain it to you sometime.
Hey, I'm from New York, and I'm a 49ers fan, so.
right.
There you go. Yeah, there you
Don't
go.
read,
Excited
don't
about a lot
read
of
too
New York
much
guys,
into it.
man.
Don't read too much into it.
All right, moving on. Major League Baseball. John's favorite topic. Albert
Hey, he's
Pujols.
watching games now. He's watching games
I
now.
watched
Yes, he
one
is.
game today.
Yes, he
And-
is.
He's watching
and it was-
game
and it
now.
was
Yeah,
awful.
Albert Pujols has been released by the Anaheim Angels
Fuck Anaheim. That's all I gotta say.
after
That's
10
about as
years.
That's about as disrespectful as what Dallas did to Tom Landry all those years ago.
But it was, I mean, you
Wow.
know what? Pujols is what, 41?
41.
Disrespectful.
He still wants to play.
And you know what? Just ask some of this league's historic sluggers what they think about it. Because some of them have come out with total opposition to what was done to Albert Pujols. I'm just saying, dude. He honored his contract. He didn't bitch. He never wanted to renegotiate his contract. He honored it to the full extent of the contract. And that's how they treat him? Release him?
Well, they designated him for assignment, which is the same, technically probably the same
Same
thing.
fucking difference,
Yeah.
dude.
Is he a first ballot Hall of Famer?
Of course he is.
Yes.
Yes, he is. Absolutely.
Number 5 in home runs?
Yes.
Come on. Whether he juiced or not, we don't know, but
Yeah, both Pedro and David Ortiz both made comments about how bad that whole Pujols
Yeah.
situation is. Yeah.
yeah. It's bullshit is what it is.
So who picks him up?
And you know what? If I would be St. Louis, I'd pick him up just so he can retire as a Cardinal.
Which he's probably eventually going to do. Because that's where he won his World Series was in St. Louis.
But in all actuality, his ability to contribute, he probably needs to stay in the American League so he can
Be a DH. So there's talk about the Indians going after him.
Oh, I mean, if you're gonna retire, you might as well. If you're gonna retire and be totally irrelevant, yeah, that's probably where you want to go.
You know, the White Sox are out of the running
Yeah,
because
because
Tony La Russa
Lasorda has already said there's no room for him on the roster.
What person would want to go play for a team that's been no hit twice in a month?
Good point. That's on the roster. That's on the rundown too.
Hi, Army.
Army, about time you showed up, buddy.
Okay. Nobody wants to play for the Indians, dude.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, they got no hit twice. Once by Chicago and once by Cincinnati. Go figure.
Yeah, right now they're calling Charlie Sheen and the rest of the game, see if they can bring Major League back.
Correct. Yes, I'm with you on that.
Albert Bell on speed dial.
There you go. Bring
There you
back
go.
Albert Bell. We're all
That
good.
too.
Hey, Army.
Bring back beer night. Oh no, that didn't work out too well. Never mind.
So A-Rod wants player penalized for hitting a home run.
I
Why?
don't get that. What? How?
Why?
I don't know.
Okay. Moving on.
No, I think psychologically the breakup with J-Lo is
The
fucking-
breakup with J-Lo is gone into his brain. Yes.
Moving on.
He wasn't the biggest winner out of that fucking split, okay? He's starting to lose his fucking mind. Maybe it's the steroids coming back to hunt him.
Could be.
Jesus.
Still the
Why would
trade.
you want to penalize? Why would you want to penalize somebody for hitting a home run?
Makes no sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
I don't even know how this is even a topic. How did this even get on the sheet? This is the stupidest thing I've ever read in my life.
You know what I'd rather discuss? I'd rather discuss what you guys' opinion is of the new extra inning rules in baseball.
I hate it.
I don't even know what it is because I
Putting a man on second base at the extra innings.
Starting in the 10th inning.
good.
Each team
Do it.
starts with a guy on second
Good.
base.
Do it.
No,
Add excitement.
I like it because it keeps games from going 15 to 18 innings.
I get that part.
I do believe it tends to favor the visiting teams because they have the first shot
Crack at it, yeah.
scoring. It's kind of funny because Tony La Russa didn't even know this was the rule the other day.
Right.
Here's my opinion on it. Okay, I think the rule should be that the runner starts on first base. Why? Because that would force the offense to decide if they want to bunt the guy over. Okay.
Yeah.
Or not. They get a chance to sacrifice him over to second base. But the pitcher coming into the game, you already got him in a runner in scoring position situation, coming in cold out of the bullpen. How's that fair to him? You could try to steal second. You can try to put him over.
It's more or less the equivalent of the NHL going to the 5-minute overtime instead of 10.
Or 3-on-3.
I love
3-on-3 too. Yeah.
I think 3-on-3 hockey.
3-on-3 hockey is awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
And I wish they got rid of the stupid shootouts.
I just think it'd be better if they started the runner on first base and give the relief pitcher at least a little bit of control holding that runner on. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it creates more drama too, Elliot, because of the steal factor and the bunt factor. That's why it makes more drama for baseball. Yes.
Right.
Exactly. And it kind of levels out the whole situation.
Yeah, I mean, going back to A-Rod, it says
a game the other day where they started the runner on second and 10th inning. First pitch, the guy smashes one into center field and he scores.
Yeah.
That's an automatic run right there. So
the Yankees had to overcome that yesterday.
Yeah. I can see some benefits to what you're saying from starting from first base.
From first base is where they should start.
The A-Rod thing, he suggested that the Mets penalized Lindor because of his big contract or whatever, and he's in a slump. You notice how Lindor got traded to the Mets by the Indians and got a great big $340 million contract.
Right.
He says that he should take a bizarre turn. He's such a the Mets penalize Lindor if he hits more than 20 to 25 home runs in a season.
What does that mean?
I have no idea why he said that.
How much does he want to fine Lindor?
He doesn't say.
Hey, I heard J-Lo's into witchcraft.
Let's go and fine A-Rod $25,000 for every home run he hit, which is more than 600.
While he was on steroids.
While he was on steroids.
Hey, is it true that J-Lo? Hey, is it true that J-Lo? Is it true J-Lo's into witchcraft? Because I think she's fucking.
They all are.
Put a whammy on. I think she put a whammy on A-Rod, dude. I think
J-Lo for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yeah, that was a bad move right there. Fuck the Timberwolves. How are you going to trade for that fucking team?
I have no idea.
That's like trading for the Tigers in baseball right now.
No, Jesus.
The faster he gets into the NBA, the less we have to see him in baseball.
John, are you going to be watching more Jays games now that they're going to be playing in Buffalo?
Good for Buffalo, but meh.
Meh? Why, John?
I'm not a baseball guy these days, man. It's like
you watched a game today.
I know, and I feel miserable after
because the Jays lost.
Yeah.
I have a question for you, John, and I want your opinion on this. I heard a rumor the other day that Toronto is trying to get rid of Skydome, or Rogers Center, as it were.
I'm all for it. The thing is just a.
Has it gotten that dilapidated?
You got it. That thing was built in 88, 89 or something, 87 even, like 89, I think it was.
They still have the hotel in the outfield?
Yeah, it's got the hotel in the outfield.
Yeah.
They caught those people having sex during the game. It was great.
Right. They did. That's a true story.
It's I don't know, man. I mean,
Hard Rock Hotel.
You can't
Hard Rock Hotel. What?
Stadium. There were so many
Hard Rock Hotel.
Games.
Yeah.
So many postponed games with Exhibition Stadium. So you need to have a dome in Toronto. You've got to. What are you going to do? Tear down Skydome and build something new? It's like who's paying?
That's what you're saying.
I don't know.
I don't know if it's. On the same side or what? I mean, I know Rogers Center is right up under the CN Tower.
Right beside it, yeah. And then the Air Canada Center or whatever the hell it's called now is right there too.
Most of the baseball team in the league going to those goes more comfortable, more
Excuse me.
where the fans are closer to the game type stadiums, 40,000, 50,000 fans, as opposed to these big humongous stadiums that we've seen in the past.
Well, the dome only held 40 something thousand. It wasn't like, but it was cavernous. Like it was just, it did not, like you went to a game, if you went to like, Camden Yards, if you went to even Fenway, if you went to these traditional parks, even Yankee Stadium behind, it's just like there's this feel about it. It was never like that at Skydome ever. Yeah. It was this, but it was very unique to Toronto. Like, but I don't know.
I mean, you're not a big fan of the
Well, when you mentioned Toronto, Skydome is one of the first things that came to mind back then.
Right. Yeah.
Along with Olympic Stadium, I think, way back in the Montreal.
Yeah, I know. Dude, and that's the thing, like the Olympic Stadium, man. I mean, that thing is like iconic,
Yeah. In Montreal, yes.
But the roof keeps falling down.
That could be a problem. Did that happen at the Kingdom in Seattle?
Yeah. It happened at Skydome once.
It happened in the Metrodome.
Yeah. The snow fell.
Yep.
Do you remember when there was always in the Metrodome when they hit the line balls and the lights, and dudes would always lose it in the lights?
That's what happens in Tampa too with Tropicana Field. They lose it.
Yeah, they'll bank of lights up there. No, that's bullshit.
Happy birthday, Mr. Willie Mays.
Say hey,
years young, baby.
I can't believe he's still alive, man. That was the shock to me. Willie Mays was still
90 years young.
I know Kenny has fond memories of Willie Mays playing with the New York and then eventually San Francisco. Okay, with the Giants.
And don't forget, he played for the Mets. He played for the Mets too.
Yes. Yeah.
1973, they went to the World Series. 7 games against Oakland.
When I was a kid, I would have sworn and bet any amount of money that it would have been Willie Mays that passed Babe Ruth and became the all-time home run king. But then the injuries began to take toll, and Hank passed him, and the rest is history. But Willie had an unbelievable career, and
dude, one of the most amazing catches.
He is, yeah,
and the most iconic catch in World Series history. Yes, absolutely, yes.
Devon White's
all-around player, offensively and defensively, I've ever seen.
Willie could do it all, man. He could do it all.
Seeing him in a Mets uniform was like seeing John Unitas in a San Diego Chargers uniform.
Or Brett Favre in a Minnesota Vikings uniform.
It was different, but guess what? Wasn't it impressive that he went to the Mets and helped them get to the World Series?
Yeah.
At his age?
Yeah. He started in Major League Baseball in 1951, I think, is when his first year was in the Major Leagues.
51, yes.
I think one of his first at bats with the Mets was a grand slam.
Wow. I mean, Willie Mays, he's an icon. And
here's one for you. When Bobby Thompson hit his home run to win the 51 pennant, Willie Mays was on deck.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So he stole Willie's thunder.
I'm sorry, Katie. Sorry,
Katie. He stole Willie's
I did not mention him. I'm not mentioning him ever again.
Who?
BF.
Oh, BF. Okay, I'm sorry, Ken.
Who? BFF?
No, Mr.
BFF.
Favor.
Oh.
Yeah, he BFF, all right. Fucking far.
But yeah, shout out to Willie Mays. They had a big celebration for him. I think it was Saturday for him on his birthday in San Francisco. Yep. I mean, his godson, of course, Mr. Barry Bonds, our favorite baseball player of all time, was in attendance. He got driven around in a 1950-something Oldsmobile around the baseball park. He had a cake made as a glove. I mean, it was a beautiful cake. And I mean, a fitting tribute for the man, 90 years young. I love it. And
90 years young.
And one of the last of the golden era of baseball, as I like to call it, players. Katie's giving me shit. I love it. but yeah, we'll say, hey, Willie, you know, I was too young to appreciate his greatness in baseball, but I mean, again, the most iconic catch ever in World Series history, over the shoulder. I mean, if you don't, I mean, and the throwback into the infield was just, I mean, the whole thing.
I was 12 years old when Willie Mays came to the New York Mets.
Okay.
So to me, being in New York and having the greatest baseball player of all time join a New York team was pretty fucking big.
Yes.
Okay. And the fact that they went to the World Series that year, dude, that was crazy.
Almost won it too.
Yeah. They should have won it. But that was amazing, dude.
Can I love it. Brett fucking Favre.
Favre?
Favre, yep. BFF.
Oh, God.
All right, man. We're going to wrap these last 8 minutes with some basketball.
Let's talk some basketball. John's favorite subject.
Well, not this season.
So the LA Lakers are in danger of not making the playoffs. They have to do a play-in.
No one cares.
I love it. I love it.
Good.
Actually,
I want them to be in the play-in tournament, and I want the Golden State Warriors to eliminate them.
Yes.
I would love to see that.
And that's basically who they're locked into play. But wait a second. Because they can still fall down another 2 notches. It's still mathematically possible that they can fall to the 9th seed. Okay. But yeah, right now they would have to play Golden State, which honestly is the best team going right now. Steph Curry is playing out of his fucking mind. Okay.
49 points in 3 quarters last time. I mean, come on.
Like I said, the guy's playing out of his fucking mind. Okay. And here's the thing, though. All right. If the season played the full 82, which they're only playing 72 this season.
Right.
If you batted those 10 extra games, the Lakers probably wouldn't make the playoffs this year. Not even the play-in round.
Right.
Okay. Nope. And the reason they're bitching about the new setup, and mind you, if
this goes to other subject, LeBron opening his mouth and saying the guy who brought up this play-in thing, you should be fired.
See, but that's stupid because that gives 2 other teams an opportunity to play and get in. Okay,
because it's usually a top 8 per conference, right?
And it reduces the chances of under 500 teams getting into the main round of the playoffs.
Right.
Okay. So, but the problem is that they're going to wind up playing Golden State. That's not a problem for, they'd be the 7th seed. As the 7th seed, they still have to play the Phoenix Suns, who right now are torching everybody in the.
I mean, how great a story is Phoenix? And not only Phoenix, but Utah,
Denver,
yes,
the Clippers, who, by the way, my Knicks beat today. Okay, so the Lakers are not even the 6th best team in that conference. Right now.
No, they're not.
They're 7th.
And LeBron's nursing his ankle. AD's having issues. The whole team is in disarray because of injury and
AD has back problems.
Right.
The last time I saw the Lakers and Warriors play, the Warriors ripped them to pieces.
And that's what they're going to do if they wind up playing the Warriors in that play-in round. Right now, I'd be afraid at the very top of the Western Conference that the Warriors are going to wind up coming into the main. They'd have to play who? They'd be the 7th, I think?
Brett, they'll have no trolling of Johnny Manziel on this show. Thank you very much.
Why not?
Johnny Football.
Yeah.
He plays for the Fan Football League.
Yes, he does. How about Russell Westbrook and his triple-double tying?
I got a beef with that.
Okay.
I love Westbrook. I think it's fantastic.
Well, I love watching Russ. Yes, absolutely.
He's great. My beef is that this is going to convince Bradley Beal to stay in Washington.
He's injured. He got injured like a couple of days.
I know, but I've wanted Bradley Beal in a Raptors uniform for years now.
Beal went for 50 last night.
I thought he was coming until Russell been's going off this season. So Feel sorry for me? Thanks.
God, I can't remember the guy he beat. He just beat out. It was God, who was it that he just tied?
Oh, Oscar Robertson.
Thank you.
Oscar Robertson.
Thank you. Yeah,
Oscar
thank you, Ken.
Robertson.
Thank you, Ken.
Whom also saw in his heyday. Russ kind of grows on you, kind of like athlete's foot.
Like athlete's foot, really?
Fungus.
I have never been a big Russell Westbrook fan. Not going back to his days at UCLA. Yes, he's talented beyond measure, but he is arrogant beyond belief too.
Looks like a Ninja Turtle.
Yeah, he is arrogant beyond belief. If he was half as good as he thinks he is, then he would be a total superstar.
And I'm sorry, but when he got traded to the Wizards,
Yeah,
he went to obscurity because the Wizards are not good.
you have to remember at one time, Russ and KD and Harden all played for Oklahoma City.
Yes,
and Ibaka too.
And they went to the
Ibaka,
NBA Finals.
They got to one NBA Finals and got smoked.
Because Harden couldn't hit any
He's
threes.
he's not really a team player. I think he's been more of a team player with Washington than he has been there with anyone else.
well, the triple doubles prove that because he throws assists in there. Yes.
Yeah, but a lot of those stats are padded too, right? Like
Exactly.
he would like whine and complain if he didn't get rebounds in OKC, or if he didn't get like an assist in OKC. Everyone would pass to him, so he would make a pass to get an assist, right?
Right.
So I remember that, a few years back.
That's definitely padding stats. And he's obsessed with the triple double. I mean, wins and losses be damned. Just so I get my triple double, that's all I care about. So,
what kind of job has Doc Rivers done with Philadelphia? They're playing some serious basketball right now.
Yeah, he's in contention for Coach of the Year. Yeah, I think he's in contention. Utah and Phoenix's coaches.
Oh, Utah for sure. They already have 50 wins, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the West is topsy-turvy because now you got the Jazz and the Suns in the top spots, and the Lakers and the Clippers are just struggling to get into the playoffs at this point. Right. So, it's the NBA. The NBA playoffs are going to be interesting. I would love to see LeBron get booted out before not make the playoffs. I would love to see it. And I say that as a Cleveland fan that loved the fact that despite not being an NBA fan, he brought a championship to Cleveland the first time since 1964 that he brought a championship to Cleveland of any kind. And
that's why the Cleveland fans will defend him to the bitter end.
I won't.
Not really a basketball fan. That's why.
I mean, I won't defend LeBron because he's gone to where he feels the grass has always been greener. From Cleveland to Miami, Miami back to Cleveland, and then now to LA.
He's been in Cleveland twice now.
Yes.
Yeah, but he's in LA for multiple reasons, and they've got nothing to do with basketball.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, we don't want him in New York anymore, so he's too fucking old. We got a youth movement going on in Madison.
Lakers are the last team he will play for.
I think the Lakers are the last team he plays for, and then when he's done with Lakers, as his Space Jam 2 movie is coming out, he knows, we know exactly what he's going to do. He's going to produce and star in movies.
He's going to wait till Bronny makes the NBA.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, guys, when I put this rundown together this afternoon, I kind of thought we would not make it through the entire thing. We made it through the entire
I disagreed
rundown.
with you. I disagreed with you.
You did.
Are
Yes,
we
you
good
did.
or not?
You did.
Are we good or what?
I mean, I mean, this is what this show is all about. The fact that we got now that we're doing a rundown and listed it, the show is more smooth and more fluent, and we get through it, and I'm happy with it.
Yeah, we're having less Ralph Cramden moments going, ow, 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 ow.
Less dead air,
Sunday
so to
evening
speak.
of improv.
Can I buy a vowel? What are we talking about now?
So
Perfect.
anyway, it is 8:30, so we're going to close up the shop. My thanks to, again, Big E, Elliot Lamba, Ken Koslow, John Olson. We are the Sports Nerds. We're done for another Sunday. Join us again next Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern, when we'll do this all over again. And
Same
we'll
bat
have
time,
plenty to
same
talk
bat time.
about. We never have a dull moment. Thanks everybody for showing up. And as your host, thank you very much for showing. And you'll have a great week and a great night. And we are out. Elliot, play that outro. So John
Old
can
school
start
for
heading.
y'all. Got a little old school for y'all.
Okay.
Well, there you have it, Nerd Nation. Another Sunday episode of the Sports Nerd Show in the books, and we're actually still live to tell about it. Now, on behalf of our hosts, Scott, the Sports Nerd, right? John, Bob, and Ken, the three other lovable members of the Ramp Pack, and yes, me, Big E. The entire pack would once again like to thank you all for participating with us in the best 90 minutes of sports smack talk on the web today. So until next Sunday night, dear nation, we want to leave you with a quick PSA. Please stay safe. Please practice social distancing. And for fuck's sake, please wear a fucking mask. You just got hit with a pack rant from the Ramp Pack. And with that, fellas, we are